my fellow girly pop. Okay, so today I really wanted to talk about how embarrassment is really just an unexplored emotion. Embarrassment is really just something that you shouldn't be afraid of. Embarrassment is something that we all should try to embrace a little bit more in 2026 so that we can grow, learn, and become a better us, a better version of ourselves than we were last year, okay? It's really just holding us back. So, first of all, embarrassment regulates like social belonging. Okay, it makes you feel like, okay, so embarrassment is one of like the earliest emotions that we feel. Like as a kid, I mean, we all like messed up around our friends in front of like in public, like did something. We were like, oh, that was really embarrassing. Like, oh, I wonder what my friends are thinking about me now. Like blah, 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 blah. Like, everything like that. Everybody has like a story, has like a trauma or like whatever that we think of in our head when we're laying in bed late at night and we're like, oh, why did I do that 5, 10, 15 years ago? Why did I do that? I'm so dumb. It's like, calm down, chill. But it teaches us how we regulate ourselves to others and how we relate ourselves to others. Like, it makes us feel like we have to be a certain way around other people to be accepted socially. Like, small moments of embarrassment really start to accumulate over time, and it starts to influence who we are as a person. It starts to influence our personality. It starts to influence how we talk, how we dress, the kind of job that we have, like what kind of career we go into, what kind of school we go to, like the kind of car that we drive, the kind of food that we eat. Like these kind of moments, they seem like they're not that big of a deal really in the moment, or like when you're thinking about it, you think, oh, it didn't really affect me like that much. Like, yeah, it was embarrassing, but like I've moved on. But like these moments more and more and more, especially if it's on like the same topic. So say that you like were growing up, you got bullied for like your teeth, you got bullied for like your clothes, for your shoes, for like whatever, okay? That's going to carry with you into adulthood, and you're going to think about that all the time subconsciously. So you're going to be looking in the mirror, brushing your teeth, and be like, oh, my teeth are like, yikes, like I should really do something about that. I wish that I could look like so-and-so and blah, 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 and yada, 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 yada. And it's going to affect your self-esteem. It's going to affect you for life if you let it. If somebody's blowing you over your clothes, you're going to be like, oh, I should probably change up my style so I can fit in more, so I can have more friends, so I can be more socially acceptable, so I can have like a partner, blah, 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 blah. People aren't going to like me if I dress like this anymore, like, you know, whatever. Like, it makes you feel like you have to be a certain way after you've had all these experiences, because it feels like confirmation. It feels like, oh, well, other people are saying that, or other people feel like I should be embarrassed about that, so maybe I should be embarrassed about it. When really you don't have to. Like, you're choosing to be embarrassed. You don't have to be embarrassed about anything. Just because someone has something like negative or like constructive criticism, or like somebody noticed you like messing up, that doesn't mean that you have to personally be embarrassed about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, all these moments can really start to affect your conscious. It starts to affect your awareness on different things. Like, okay, so I have had like a few people in my past like have something to say about my voice when I was growing up. And so it would always make me so self-conscious about my voice when I was speaking in front of a class, when I was talking to like a potential partner, things like that. I would think about my voice in a way, and I would try to like make it, like, I don't know, I can't even really explain how I would try to make it, but I would try to change it so that into a way that I thought would be more like, you know what I'm saying, more enjoyable. That would seem more like cutesy, girly. That would seem more like womanly, you know what I'm saying? Because when I was growing up, I had like a pretty like deep kind of voice for like a kid my age and everything like that, and I always felt so self-conscious about it. Or I've had people that would say, oh, you sound like robotic, or like blah 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 blah, but like forget those people. But over time, it really started to make me feel like maybe there is something wrong with my voice. Like, and I would watch videos of myself and like, ew, I don't want to listen to that. That's like sick. That's gross. Like, why do I sound like that? And even though it was literally like 2 people that may have said like one or two comments, I was like, I would really like think about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like now I'm like hyper aware about my voice, when before I never thought there was anything wrong with my voice. I thought it was fine. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I got a great voice, because I didn't think there was like something crazy about it. And now that I've like really started to just like talk more, now that I'm like looking back on my videos, editing them, now that I'm like so used to my voice and so grown into my voice, and so like I like my voice. Like, I don't have that kind of embarrassment. Like, if someone were to say that to me now, like today, it wouldn't matter to me. I wouldn't care, because I'm like, well, that's your opinion. That's fine. You can have that opinion, I guess, but like, it's wrong. Like, but like, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Like, over time, we really start to make it affect us socially. Anyway, that was really long, but it also silences our authenticity more than fear ever does. Like, it makes us feel like we can't really be ourselves. Like, many people aren't really afraid of failure. They're more afraid of looking foolish to other people. Like, really think about that for a second, because are you really afraid of making a mistake in class? Are you really that afraid of like asking a question? Are you really that afraid of like going to this new career path and it not working out? Are you really that afraid of like having a partner and then falling out? Are you really afraid of like moving to a new city and then having to move back home because it didn't work out? Or are you more afraid of what other people are going to think of when they find out that you failed? When they found out that you made a mistake? When they find out that things didn't work out how you thought it was going to work out? Because more than likely it probably is. And more than likely the reason why we're so scared of different things, of trying different things, of doing different things, is because we feel like we're going to be embarrassed, because we don't want to be humiliated, because we don't want people looking at us and being like, yikes, like she's a mess, like what's going on in her life, like that's crazy, like blah blah blah. We are so worried and tied up in, what are my parents gonna think, what are my friends gonna think, what's my partner gonna think, what are these random people that I don't even know gonna think? Like, it starts to make you like shift your life around other people. Like, you're living through other people, you're living for other people, because authentically, if you were just like 100% being yourself, like 100p being you, you would have gone into that city and just like tried it out, and like if you fail, you fail. You would have like tried to be with that person. If it failed, it failed. You would have tried to go into a new career path. If it failed, it failed. You would have tried to switch schools. If it failed, it failed. Switch majors. If it fails, it fails. Like, all these different things authentically you would try to do, because you're not really that afraid of actually doing it. You're just afraid of what other people are going to say. You know what I mean? Like, but embarrassment keeps people from trying. It keeps people from sharing. It keeps people from being seen. It keeps people from like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's holding you back so much in ways that we don't really think about it, because we think, oh, this is just my emotion. Like, I'm feeling this because this is how I feel. But really, we're feeling that because that's how the people around us are making us feel. And you're letting that happen. You know? You don't have to let somebody make you feel like what your choice is not the right choice. Because your right choice and their right choice can be completely different things. Completely different. Okay? What I think is like the right thing to do is not what my friends think is the right thing to do, is not what my partner thinks is the right thing to do, is not what my parents think is the right thing to do. But that's what I think. So that's still valid. You know, you don't have to constantly be like checking in on what other people's opinions are before you make a decision, before you go and do something. You know? Just like use your own mind, use your own brain, use your own intuition, and really just like do what you want to do. Do what you want to do and see what happens. Like, are people going to be really that wrapped up into what you're doing? Or are you kind of just like making this reality up in your head and thinking, oh, I don't want to do that because what if? Oh, I don't want to say that because what if? Like, what if they accept you? What if they celebrate you even if you do fail? What if then? Would you still go and try and do it? Would you still like, you know? But like, okay, so how to get over this like embarrassment, to get over this fear of being embarrassed, getting over this fear of being seen, all of that is to really redefine embarrassment as exposure and not an error. Not like you making a mistake, not you really messing up, not you like being a bad person, not you like being ugly, not you being like unlovable, all these other things, okay? Embarrassment is simply just something that is exposing you. That can be seen in a negative or a positive way, however you want to view it. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm feeling like so tripped up on my words, but like when you feel that like slightly like awkward feeling, like what I just did right now, okay, that was like a perfect example. Like I was like thinking in my head, like, where am I going? Like I can't even think right now. Like that is something that I'm talking about. Like I could be embarrassed about that. I could cut that out of the video. I could be like, oh, just pretend like it never happened. Like I'm this perfect person that just like talks, and there's no like hiccups along the way. But I'm not embarrassed because like everybody does that. So it's like you have to really just shift how you view it. Like I was just exposed for like malfunctioning on camera. But I don't think of it as like a mistake that I made. I was just like me being me and me like talking, and that was just like what happened. You know what I'm saying? If you're tripping and falling out in public, did you make a mistake? No, you just tripped and fell. Like that happens to literally everybody all the time. Like you have to really think about it as like I'm not doing something that's wrong. I'm just like being seen. I'm just like being exposed. I'm just like people can see me not being perfect. And that's fine. Like you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to like know everything all the time. You don't have to like it's okay. We've all like fallen down. We've all fallen down the stairs or like something like that before, and people have seen it. We're all like, oh, that was so embarrassing. Like now I'm gonna cry and now I'm gonna go home and now it's gonna ruin my whole day. You know? But it doesn't have to be that way. Like asking a question, wearing something bold, like things like that, it builds confidence and it builds self-assurance. It makes you be more and more, as you do it, less aware of other people. You're more focused on yourself. You're more focused on how it makes you feel, instead of being like, oh, I wonder what people are thinking when I'm wearing this out. Just thinking about, oh, I love wearing this stuff. Like, I feel great when I wear this out. Like, yeah, I make it look certain. Yeah, somebody, like, once in a blue moon might say something to me, but, like, who cares? Because I feel great. Because I feel amazing. Because I feel like I look good, you know? Because I'm expressing myself. Confidence grows through exposure. So really think of like in being embarrassed, the more and more and more you're embarrassed, the more you're being exposed, the more that's building up your confidence, that's building up your self-assurance, right? If you trip and fall out in public, I'm not saying that you're going to be just like tripping and falling every 5 seconds, like that's crazy, but like say that you were, like eventually when you trip and fall in public, you're going to be like, okay, and like I tripped and fell. Like that happens. Like what are you talking about? Of course I tripped and fell. I trip and fall all the time. Like, you know, like if you're wearing something crazy, if you're wearing something crazy and you're like doing it a couple times, more and more, eventually you're gonna be like, okay, I'm wearing something crazy and everybody else is wearing something like regular. And like, yeah, I may be like standing out right now. Yeah, I might be like getting a lot more attention than like I usually would. But like, so what? Like, and like that doesn't matter. It's just you're just being exposed. You're not being like, you don't have to look at it as like bad judgment all the time or something negative all the time. You know, like obviously we're still gonna get embarrassed sometimes, and it's gonna be like a little awkward, a little cringy. We're gonna think to ourselves like, oh, that was dumb. But like, you don't have to internalize that, and you don't have to make that into like your personality and like make that shift your perception of yourself, you know? Okay, so for my last kind of thing, it's like when you're embarrassed, it makes you feel like you're more like human. You're more human. Like when we're on social media and everything like that, when we're watching TV, all these people have their things very clean cut to a T. Their I's are dotted, their T's are crossed. everything is kind of like picture perfect. It's kind of like this idealistic world where people aren't really doing things where they're being like exposed, where they're being like embarrassed, like things like that. We don't really see that because nobody really wants to share that. And like, that's nothing against anybody, but that's just how it is. And so it makes us think in our head like, oh, well, we think that that's reality. Like, just because you're not seeing it doesn't mean it's not happening, you know? People can mess up behind the scenes. Does that mean they have to include it in like a video or a picture? No, they don't have to. But they still are. We're all still human. We're all still like here. Like, it's fine. Like, just like really realize that it's not just you. Okay, like, you're not that special to where it's like, oh, I'm the only one that's like going through this and like, oh, I'm so embarrassed because no one's ever done this before and that's embarrassing. It's like plenty of people have done that, probably worse than what you're doing it right now. Like, life will go on, people will forget, and people will focus on themselves at the end of the day. Like, yeah, later on they might be like, oh, that was kind of embarrassing what she did, but like, so what? Like, they're gonna be moving on and they're gonna be going into their own little world, just like you're gonna go into your own little world. You know what I'm saying? But like, you're not less valuable just because you mess up, just because you make a mistake, just because you have an accident, just because you fail, just because like whatever, just because people see you failing, just because you think it's embarrassing. That doesn't mean that you're less than. That doesn't mean that other people are better than you. Okay? We're all doing something wrong at some point in our life. Like, you know? But like, just like take that awkwardness and don't make it like so monumental. Like, it doesn't have to be like this crazy thing that's like weighing you down where you're like, oh, just thinking about it all the time, and letting that hold you back in life. Don't ever let embarrassment hold you back from anything. Just because you go out and you do something, you try something, it's not perfect the first time, or you feel like you're exposed the first time, or you get made fun of the first time, keep it pushing, keep it going, keep doing it, keep doing your thing. Eventually, that will become your new thing, okay? Eventually, whatever you're scared of will become your new thing. The more the time passes, like, this is the new me. This is the new J-Lo, okay? Like, take it or leave it, you know? Anyway, I feel like I, like, really tripped up throughout this video, so I feel like that's kind of perfect to go. It's like on theme, it's on brand, it makes sense. But like, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming to a video with me. I hope you enjoy your night, day, whatever it is for you, and I will see you later, my fellow girly pops. Love you. Bye.